Reaperman here with Xenocrisis on the Evercade handheld system. Now, this is a little emulation handheld that I know I probably shouldn't like, but I really tremendously do. And it's for little games like Xenocrisis here. I love this little thing. So what this is an emulation handheld where you basically buy ROMs on cartridge, and they come with a nice little manual. In fact, Xenocrisis here comes with a far better manual than with more detail in it than most of these individual games get on Evercade, but usually you get like somewhere between 6 and 12 games on a cartridge, and this time you get 2, but they're excellent ones. Now these are both Sega Genesis games. We've got Xenocrisis, and if we look over here, we got Tanglewood, another fantastic Sega Genesis game, but it's not as much my jam, obviously, as Xenocrisis is here. Now this is the Sega Genesis version, but there are a couple of little differences, so let's get into it and we will have a look. So first thing we do is pick a language. Then the intro plays, but just once, just like in the Sega Genesis version, like it's not in the tracked mode. You can't just sit there at the start screen and have it play again, which is a little bit of a bummer. But no, it's looking pretty good. Now, this little handheld system here, this is in 720p video, and it is going to be a little bit blurry. That's just kind of how the output on this little handheld is. It's a little bit sharper in your hand, but then again, the screen is comparably small in your hand. Let's go down to options, though, and we can actually see the differences. First of all, let's switch this to easy because I absolutely suck. But then let's look at the controls. Now, the only differences that I've noticed on this game that I've ever seen are that the controls are a little different. So this is actually meant to be played in this format as a twin-stick shooter. So you got your 4 action buttons actually do the shooting in various directions, while your left and right buttons are actually your grenade and your roll. Now they are actually listed as left and right, so this is just a hair different than the actual Sega Genesis version. And who knows, now that we have a whole lineup of Evercade cartridges that are arcade ROMs, maybe we'll see Xenocrisis again in maybe a Neo Geo CD format or something. Alright, so let's go ahead and pick our Marine. He is a little bit slower but has a bigger mag. She is a little bit faster and has a smaller mag. I tend to prefer him. Now after the first mission, of course, you can upgrade and just kind of get rid of that problem altogether, the differences between them. Now, of all of the versions of Xenocrisis I've played, this is the one I have the most trouble with for whatever reason. Probably because it plays like a twin stick, but it doesn't really have the hardware for it. Now, unlike a lot of twin stick shooters you may have played, like your Smash TV and all that, you actually do have limited ammunition on your main gun in this thing, so you have to kind of keep an eye out. Now, your magazine is something like 125 rounds if you're the guy. Boom. So you do have quite a bit to play with here. Now the reason we're picking up the dog tag is because at the end of the level, assuming we survive that far, which is pretty iffy in this version, there is a little store that we can go and visit. Now sometimes when we transition between rooms, we do hear the music freeze up a little. This is just true to how the Sega Genesis version handles that. Got our invincible dodge roll we gotta whip out sometimes here to get more ammunition. And like always, I keep forgetting that I even have grenades to use, so that's pretty much standard for me. Oh, these rooms are a little dangerous because they've got corners, and corners means the baddies can actually come out of them. Yeah, like that baddie just came out from around the corner. Now the Neo Geo version does have a whole lot more voice work in it. In fact, most of its ginormous 300 megabit size is actually because of its audio. Uncompressed audio is pretty much the reason why a lot of Neo Geo games are so big. Okay, and now this is where easy mode pays off. Ooh, this is pretty good here. If we were not on easy mode, this guy would be shooting a lot more than 3 of those stars. Actually, I think it's 6. Also, there's other differences with easy mode, like I think you get 1 more hit. As in your health points are, your health points are 5 instead of 4. So here's the only place you can actually see the score in this game, and I suppose at the end, when you die, you can probably see it there as well, but there's no score on screen, which is one big improvement of the Neo Geo version here. Also, these aren't voiced, of course. Alright, so I think we got 26. Why don't we go with 2 POWs? And I don't think we have enough for anything else. Let's leave. I feel the POWs are the most important thing for the second level because everything just starts eating more and more ammunition. So I think it's even more important to get your power up than to get your mag size up. What happened here? I think that's what the Neo Geo says for rooms with a corpse in them like this. Now the goal is we got to find a key card to open that door up there. So we are going to head around and just kind of look for one here. Oh, I do not like those run around to dodge guys. Much prefer it when the enemies just kind of run straight for my bullet stream. There's my card. And 6, 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Let's try and pick this thing up. And the door is open. Let's proceed on. Now, I always say whenever I'm recording that the second boss is much easier than the first boss. And that's true, but I sure don't make it look that way. Because I more often than not die right on the second boss. Alright, let's go. You got me a little bit. This is the boss. Let's go for him. You shoot his head, and his tail does all of the initial damage with a 4-way. It's more than 4-way if you're not on easy mode. Oh, that was a poor choice. And then later on, he shoots out a little kind of directional attack from his mouth. That happens about the halfway mark that we're about to hit here. No, yep, he started shooting out of his mouth. Now, he is usually pretty nice about not doing too much in this bottom row for whatever reason. There we go.
Area clear.
Okay, looks like I set a high score. This thing doesn't save high scores. Oh, I suppose it does, since it's the Evercade. Once I die, I can do a save state. That is pretty nice, and I hear the save states, at least in the future, are going to be saved to the card. They might be now. I also am hearing that these Evercade cartridges are actually just kind of in SD. They're just SD cards that are in a funny shape. So I've ordered a cartridge slot so that I can build myself an SD card adapter and try and see if that's the case at all. Okay, so I do want to get my magazine size up. Yes. Now I've got 15. What is this? Deadly gas. Don't care. Grenade limit. Increase my maximum speed. Yes, I do actually want that. And we'll go with that. Now these guys are underground, and they are a pain. For a while you can pretend that you can remember which order they pop up in, and that makes them a bit easier to kill, but before too long it gets just a little tricky to remember who came up. I keep forgetting I got bigger magazines, so I don't have to ammo dump like that. My brain is calibrated to 125 round magazines, so I thought I was close. Oh, this is tough. I gotta remember to do my I gotta remember to do my invincible rolls here. Ah! This is a heck of a video game. Tell you what, this is one of the most impressive Genesis games out there. On Neo Geo, it doesn't really feel like it's pushing the system. It feels like it could do a lot more enemies on screen at the same time, for example. And even though I've heard it mentioned in dev talks that there's more colors, for the life of me, my eyes just do not see them for whatever reason. They think they do, but they really don't. Now, I guess maybe the extra colors are, in terms of sprites, like maybe the captured people have to share a sprite color with the background or something in other versions, and they don't in the Neo Geo one, maybe. We're actually going to continue just so we can see some more of the third level here. I don't even know if the third level has a boss. I kind of don't think it does. I've never made it to the fourth level, by the way. I can't remember which way I was going. Guess this is the right way. Whoop. Oh, this is very challenging here. I am determined to see whatever boss this level has. I've never actually done the continues, so. There we go. There we go. The closest to doing continues that I've done is the Neo Geo save support with the memory card. And that just starts you at the level, though. Uh-oh. Boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, Vulcan. Yes, please, with the Vulcan. Oh, I'm terrible at this. Screw it. Let's use some of these continues here. Now here you don't get the real ending of the game if you've used a continue, so one credit clear or nothing for this, I guess. Come on. There we go. Can I just walk through that? It just opened. I mean, do I even have to hang out? Yeah, I have to hang out with these guys. The homing shot actually powers up with the rest of your guns. It's absolutely pathetic and not worth using in the first level. But by this level, that's not the case at all. Now, one thing that is a trick in this game, though, is you can't roll while you're shooting. And this, I guess, is there to provide the 6-button players with no advantage over the 3-button players, because they would definitely have to let up on their button in order to roll. Because actually letting up in order to do the roll is one of the hardest things for me to train my mind to do in this. Ooh. Oh my, this goes on for a bit. Don't want to speak too soon here, but it seems like I might be getting the hang of having the enemies underground most of the time as I speak too soon. Whew. Oh my. This looks like is what would be a boss room if there was a boss would be on the other side of this. I think from the playthroughs I've seen there's actually no boss over there, that it just goes for another level. Oh, this game is just so amazing on Sega Genesis. Neo Geo, it's a perfectly competent game, but wow, on Sega Genesis this game is just mind-blowing. So apparently when you continue in this game, your score actually comes with you, and that's not great. And yes, no boss. We're up to the next level already. Ooh, what to spend it on? I guess ammo limit. I will do a speed and an ammo limit, and I do not know what this deadly gas attack is. It's kind of nerve-wracking not to have that, so I will take that too. Because one of these days I'm going to figure out what that poison gas attack is. Oh good, these leave, I assume, alien-style acid. Whatever that thing is, I either picked it up or just took damage from it. That thing that was in the room. Martin. Oh, these guys are bullet sponges. You know what? Ooh. Do I have one more continue? Because I've never seen this level before, and I wouldn't mind it. Now, the sound balance is much better on this Evercade version than the Neo Geo versions that I've seen. And through my adventures around talking to other people on YouTube, it turns out that the first two tracks are actually licensed real band tracks. So hopefully I don't get copyright claimed for having those in my videos. I mean, they licensed out to use them in the game, of course, and they're a very different mix of it. Obviously, since they're tuned up for the Sega Genesis Yamaha chip here. Oh, I need one of those. Beautiful. Yep. Let's go up. Ooh, these guys are getting awful bullet spongy. Oh, you better grab those guys. You can't do it after you defeat all the enemies, huh? I guess that's a little bit of a risk reward on there. So one thing I do want to try and do is get this version running on my actual Sega Genesis flash cart. And this is going to be the first game I see if I can dump using my adapter when I make one. I'll do a video on it if it works, and if it doesn't work, maybe I'll do an ask for help video. Seems like the guys on GBA Temp have this down to a bit of a science, but they all want to go the other way, which is dumping new games onto the Evercade. And I think I'd rather play Evercade games on my variety of real hardware with flash cards or the FPGA systems. So, boom. Okay, I am out of continues. So this has just been kind of a chill gaming session with Xenocrisis on the Evercade, and who knows, maybe I'll do some more Evercade videos in the future. I really do like this system. It really just gives me something fun to buy when I need to buy something. And I pretty much kind of stopped buying digital stuff from the eShop when that mood has struck me because of things like this Evercade here. I've really started enjoying buying like the Lynx packs, for example, and I pre-ordered the VS system. And I've been buying a lot of stuff recently because when you put in, say, cartridges there's 1 of 2 and 2 of 2 of into the VS system, apparently you get bonus games unlocked, like the 7800 version of Dark Chambers, and there's something pretty interesting on Lynx. It's some kind of a homebrew game. And speaking of that, one of those Lynx packs has an awful lot of homebrew games on it, including Cyber Virus, I think, or one of those that I was just never going to get to play that's by Songbird. And I only have one Songbird Lynx game because Lynx isn't actually one of my big systems. Anyway, I'm just kind of going on here, so I guess until next time, Reaper Man out.